What up, friends? How are you doing? I have a really something stuck in my throat, okay? But I had to go along with the tradition since we got something going on here. Hang on. Hello, friends. I left the Bluetooth on. I almost messed up this video. So since we got something going on a nightly basis, I'm going to continue it. So, how was your Wednesday? Hump day? How was your hump day? I got something going on in my throat, okay? I've been messing around with different eyebrow colors if you haven't noticed. So there you go. So, instead of talking about Liv today, which I've been kind of on her ass lately, not to be mean or anything like that. I know it might seem like I'm being mean, but I'm really not. Because, a lot of us don't realize, like, our ways until somebody, like, points them out. Now, if you're somebody like her who does not hold themselves accountable for things, because what our purpose here in life is to be decent, semi-decent human beings, right? We don't want to be, we always want to evolve, okay? And let me tell you something, okay? Me, myself, like, people see me, like, my family, like, distant family, people that I don't really talk to, but I guess we're related in a way. People see me and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you talking? Like, why are you talking like this? Because this is weird. People like us don't do that. Okay. All I want to say is through this whole thing, I've learned a lot. Okay. I've learned a lot about myself. I had a lot of fears. Okay. When I first came into this thing, I was afraid of a lot of things. I was afraid to speak up. I was afraid to do this. I was afraid to do that. I was afraid to do it alone. I was afraid to stand by myself, okay? And I'm proud to say that I've done my whole journey by myself pretty much. And it was all fear that I couldn't do it by myself. Even though I had done it by myself for many years, for a long time, since I was little, I still had this fear in me, like I couldn't succeed alone, okay? And the main important thing that I learned in my journey is I can, and I have been. And I think the difference between me and some of the people I'm distantly related to that I don't like, see, I have relatives that I was like, we grew up together. My mom had parties with them and stuff like that. But my distant cousins, like the perfect ones, when they see me, they don't really know me like that, and some of them, which I've learned to find out, have been talking shit about me. Okay. And why that is, I don't know, because I don't talk to those people. I don't communicate with those people on a daily basis. I don't have any disrespect for them or anything like that. Even though they've been passing their little judgments on me lately, for whatever reason, I don't know. And I really don't even care. But the fact that I can stand here by myself and say that I did this by myself, I don't have to kiss nobody's ass to have the roof over my head. I don't have to bow down to anybody to be supported by them. I don't live by a lifestyle that I cannot afford, okay? I done this alone, okay? And that was my fear, along with fears that other people have. Not like family, but just like people in general. People have like an image to uphold. People care too much about what other people think about their life when it's your life. You're living it. You should live it how you want to. Okay. And there's a lot of people that are afraid to do that. There's a lot of people that stay trapped in relationships because of they are accustomed to a certain lifestyle, or they're only living a certain lifestyle because of their spouse. Whatever. That's your shit. That's none of my business. But there's a tinge of them looking at me and pointing at me is jealousy. Not because I have all kinds of stuff, not because I'm rich, not because nothing like that. What it is because they can't do what I'm doing. They can't say what they want to say. They got to watch what they have to say because they care about whoever is watching is going to give a shit. You know, me, I don't care. I will say what I want. I've been saying what I want, and I've held myself accountable to the things that I did wrong because I know I'm not perfect. I never said I was perfect, but I'm also not one to judge somebody. You know what I mean? I think a lot of it was judgment just because it's something that they wouldn't do. That's cool. You're entitled to your own judgment. But when these people see me in real life, it's a whole nother story. They can't tell me what they say behind my back. They can't tell me. They're like, oh my God, have you, basic ass kissers, basically like that, But I already know because, once you tell one person something, everybody knows, like it's a small neighborhood, okay? And everybody's related to everybody, okay? Hey, Christine. So a lot of what people say whenever they're passing judgment on you, like if you're making changes in your life and it's like weird and like, oh my God, what are you doing? Well, you know what? I'm living my life now. That's what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm living my life, okay? And it's a lot of fear because a lot of people are accustomed to living their lifestyles with their spouse. So they will suffer whatever consequences that is just to uphold a lifestyle. Not even about the kids anymore. It's like just upholding a lifestyle. You know what I mean? And that's so sad. I feel bad for those people. Like, don't feel bad for me. Don't talk shit about me. I'm doing fine. And I'm always going to be fine. But the people who can't speak their mind and voice their own opinions and say, oh, well, I don't agree with that. We can agree to disagree. Not everybody has to agree with me. You know what I mean? But if 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 you could just voice your opinion and not care what anybody thinks, do you know how refreshing that is? I lived so many years with so many fears, didn't want to offend anybody, and this, what I'm living in my truth and in being free, has been very eye-opening. Okay, I've learned a lot, and all that stuff back then was my fault because I allowed it to get like that. I'm not blaming anybody or anything like that, but I had to do some growing up because I had to grow up at such a young age that I pretty much lost my childhood. So as an adult, I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to do basic things, because I was just always in survival mode. You know what I mean? And this learning experience that I've gone through has really opened up my eyes to certain types of people. And like I said, I don't have any ill will, hate, or anything for anybody. I'm just saying, for me, for myself, it's very freeing. And if people want to say things about me because they don't understand what I'm doing, that's fine. I'm not meant for everybody to understand. But what you're not going to do is talk down on me or think less of me just because I'm able to speak my own voice and not care about what anybody says. You know what I mean? So whenever I do these videos about Liv, it's just because I don't want you people who are watching in the mommy sector to think that what she is doing is okay. What y'all are about to see, and it's slowly happening, but the consequences to all of her actions, all of her lies are about to come crumbling down on her in front of everybody. And this, my friends, is why you do not lie. This is not why you do not cheat. This is why you do not steal. And this is not how you get by in life, because it's all going to come crumbling down on her and everybody's going to witness it. Okay? And this is going to be a life lesson for her. And hopefully for the onlookers, you will see if you do stupid shit like her, if you move along in life like her, this is what's going to happen to you. This is for everybody to see. Anybody can see it. She's on a huge, she has a big platform, 100,000 followers or whatever. And that's the only reason why I talk about it, because it a lot of people don't realize she doesn't know any better because she's been enabled her whole life. She doesn't know. Hey, Christine, I'm doing awesome. Today I had like this revelation today, okay? And I'm like, I I just realized, because everything gets back to me from people, not like from people, like like everybody. When you tell one person one thing, it gets passed along to other people, and then eventually a guilty conscience comes and they tell me. Okay, they tell me what, oh, I overheard this, or this person said this about this, or this about you. And honestly, before, I used to be upset, I used to get mad, and I used to be like, you know what, I used to try to like clear the air. But honestly, I'm at the point of my life that I don't even care, because I can say whatever I want in my defense, right? Nobody's gonna listen to me. Everybody already has their preconceived ideas about me, and that's fine. I don't care. But I just realized, like, the people that are saying these things about me are just mad because they can't voice their own opinion. They have to mind their P's and their Q's because of whoever, whatever, their social status, or whoever they're with, or whatever. And honestly, for a long time, I was like that too. So I see how, I can feel how that person feels. Like, I can relate, because I used to be like that. I used to be mindful, you know, of things like that. And I used to be like, God, these people are just, like, I was never able to just, like, my abuse story. I've been holding on to that for so long, for so long, and to finally let it out and let people know was so, like, that was like a weight like taken off of me. You know what I mean? And yeah, maybe it didn't make certain people look good. You know, the people that were mean to me, but I didn't care, because before I cared, right? Because I was trying to respect people who never respected me. You know what I mean? And I don't have to do that. I don't. I don't. And I'm sorry that I had to say it, but it was for somebody who was listening. Maybe somebody was listening and couldn't relate to what I was going through. And hopefully it helped them, help them know that they're not alone, and that there's other people who have been through the same thing that they've been through, and they can survive too. You know what I mean? And that's all that I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody or anything like that. But it was it was good, it was good for me, for my soul, you know what I mean? Because I felt like I was holding like a secret. Like, I was holding a secret. Like, because people don't understand why I was how I was, or how I am, because I'm technically still like that. You know what I mean? Nobody really understood. Like, people were just too busy judging me that nobody really ever bothered to see why. Like, if somebody's a certain way, like, there's a reason why they're like that. Like, people aren't just born like crazy. You know what I mean? Something has to happen. You know what I mean? And but I noticed that about part of my family, that I don't really communicate with them hardly ever. They see me and they're like, oh, hey, to my face, but behind my back, they're over there talking shit about me, because they find my channel or whatever and they pass judgment. You know what I mean? You should be able to always speak your mind, yes. And for a long time, I wasn't able to. I wasn't able to speak my mind because I was always afraid of, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I was done wrong, like, that wasn't fair for me, as a child, like, I deserved to have like a normal childhood like everybody else, but I didn't. So why am I going to be covering for people who didn't even care about me? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they cared enough, they cared enough, but it wasn't like, you know, I lacked a lot of love growing up. That's all I'm going to say. And that's why I had all of these problems when I was growing up. You know what I mean? It sucked, but you know what? It's okay. I survived, and I was able to talk about it, and that's it, And I just want everybody to know, like, you people out there, that you can do that too. Like if something's going on with you, sometimes it just helps just to talk about it, you know? Like you don't have to like be like, like a whole takedown. Like just voice what happened to you, to yourself, and then just move on, you know what I mean? And just let it go and just leave it go. Like I let it go that day when I was crying my guts out. I let it out that day and that's it. And I just let it go. You know what I mean? And that was very freeing for me. That's part of my recovery here, like I went through a lot, as a young child, and I was exposed to a lot, and it was, oh, my bunny's calling me. My bunny's like, "Are you coming?" Yeah, it is jealousy, but because I know how that feels, like I always having to watch what I say because of whoever was around. And I'm glad to say that I don't go through that nowadays. I don't know what that feels like anymore. And I don't want to know how it feels like, because I want to always be able to voice my opinion and tell people how I feel, and say what I want instead of having to be walking on eggshells all the time. Like I lived my whole life and now I want to finally live it. You know what I mean? I want to finally be able to speak my mind. And I've been doing that. I think I've been doing a great job at that. Right? But yeah, so it was just kind of like one of those moments like, oh my gosh, here they go. The people who don't even know me, right? But when a couple of my videos went viral on Facebook, oh my gosh, everybody was my friend. I'm like, oh, y'all thought I was stupid for doing those videos. Remember? Y'all thought it was funny. But that's how it is. You get a little bit of clout and people are all up your ass. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I'm like, here they come. Anyway, but that's part of this whole journey, It's discovering who's really there for you, who never was, and all that good stuff, right? And it's all to grow, to finally live free, and it's very, and it's sad that it took me so long. It took me so long to finally feel like this. You know what I mean? Like, I should have did it sooner. I'm pretty sure there were signs in my life when I was younger, but I just didn't see them. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't get the signs, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, well, I'm going to start getting ready for bed. And I just wanted to tell y'all, hello. Let's see. For someone that wants respect, has to give that other person respect too. Yes, people like to judge quick, but they don't see themselves. Exactly. Everybody's ready to point the finger, like, you this and you that and you that. I'm like, and you? Do you? Oh my gosh, if I were to say the tea on these perfect people that are pointing their fingers at me and my family, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think they forget. I think they have amnesia, or they think I don't know. But as chismoso as they're being about me and my family, they were like that about you two and your scandals, okay? Everybody knows. Everybody knows. All I'm doing is making videos on YouTube. That's it. Talking about my life and what I went through. What's so scandalous about that compared to what y'all did? You know what I mean? People be forgetting. People be forgetting when they steal spouses and whatnot. They forget. That's all I'm going to say. All right, I'm going to go. Bye, Christine. Thank you for joining me. Bye.